putting up my hair in a little knot so we can take a ride. I'm at the local grocery. So this is going to be a conversation about gender and sexuality as I understand it. And I say that because for some reason, I know the reason, but for some reason, people will ask me about transgender situations. Or like, well, doesn't that mean this? Or doesn't that mean that? And the thing is that I am not transgender. So, I don't know. Like, I mean, I know with my own understanding, but like, can't tell you firsthand. And I think that this is kind of one of those situations where it's like, oh, you have a question about a gay person, ask a gay person. You have a question about transgender people, might as well ask a gay person. But we are not the same exact thing. Transgender people can be gay, but but they're not gay necessarily. So let's talk about that. You have a boy. We're gonna go, you have a baby. That baby is born with male genitalia. It would be considered a male baby, the end, right? But that tells you what's on the outside of the physical body. It doesn't tell you about the spirit or the mind or the way that that person is going to identify as they grow up. It is assumed that if you give birth to an infant, and that infant, oh, I think I just showed you guys my bra for a second. That infant has male genitalia, that baby is going to grow up to be a straight male. That is assumed. But the reality is that baby could grow up to be a straight male, a gay male, or it could identify as a female. And whether or not that person goes through sexual reassignment surgery, takes hormones, or any of that, if they identify as a female, they are a female in a male body. Okay? So if that person identified as a female and was attracted to males, they would not be a gay male. So let's just say that. They would be a female attracted to males. So basically a heterosexual female, except that their physical gender would not match their emotional gender. That's the best way I can explain it, or like their spirit or who they actually are, their flame inside of them would be female. So they are a female. So that is not a gay male. That is a female who has been born into the wrong body part. Okay. And so then let's go, fine. If you are born as a male and you identify as a female and you are attracted to females, you are not a straight male, you are a lesbian, right? And I'm just saying this because, like I said, people ask me all the time. So I'm doing this like kind of, this is very clunky. It's not at all perfect. I am not a transgender person speaking on transgender issues. I do feel like it's very important to know that whether or not somebody has had surgery, takes hormones or not, they are transgender if they identify as a gender they are not born as. And it is unfair to be like, well, your journey doesn't look just like Caitlyn Jenner's, or your journey doesn't look just like so-and-so's, or you didn't take hormones, so you must not want to be a girl, okay, or a boy, or whatever. Here's the situation. I think that surgery is a big deal, and I think that hormones are a big deal, and many transgender people will take them to help right their mind, soul, and body. to have that come into alignment. And that's a beautiful thing that it's available. But it is unfair to say to somebody, your struggle isn't real, or you're not a true transgender person, if you choose not to do that to yourself. Because I understand looking at surgery and thinking, this surgery would change my life. This surgery would make me happy. This surgery is what I want for my body. But at this point in my life, I do not actually want to go through surgery. When I lost the weight, wanted to go through surgery. When I re-lose the weight, I probably will want to go through surgery to take the skin off. But that's a very big surgery, and I have other health things going on. I don't know if I want to aggravate my body with a surgery that I know would make me feel amazing once it was done, if everything healed perfectly, if everything worked out right. So I feel like if a transgender person can go, okay, you know what, I identify, again, let's say it's a male, identifying as a female, but I can't endure that surgery, or I can't endure hormones, or I can't endure that, or maybe I feel like I don't even need them. Just knowing that I am female in spirit makes me at least able to express myself, and I can find my way and be happy, then that's perfectly fine, because all of our journeys do not need to look alike and do not need to look the same. And I think it's very, very weird when marginalized people want to then further marginalize other aspects of themselves by being like, that's not right, or that's not the way it's supposed to go, or you're misrepresenting all of us, because not one of us represents all of us. So I just wanted to say that. I hope that provided some clarity, though I feel like it might have just gotten weirder. And again, I'm not trying to speak for anybody. I just know I get asked a lot. So I figured I'd put a little bit of information out there. I do think that it's okay to be curious, not about somebody's gender reassignment surgery. Not like, oh, did you get the surgery? Like, really, it's none of your business. But I think it's okay to want to understand other people's life and life path, and to do some reading, and to meet people, and to be supportive. And the questions that come from support and understanding and wanting to be a better ally, those are fine. But I do encourage you to watch how you ask them, because I'm a gay female. I understand that I'm the only gay female that a lot of people know, and not so much anymore. I think some people, they're like, you are the only gay female I know, and I'm like, it's probably just because you don't realize other people in your life are gay. But anyway, I don't mind. I'm pretty open with my friends and my circles, and I don't mind answering questions. But I even get extremely offended when somebody will ask me things that are like about another person, especially when I've never met, as if I know only because I'm gay. I actually had somebody call me up and go, okay, so I have these 2 gay girls that I work with, and one of them's pregnant. And I know that it's impossible for them to get each other pregnant. And I'm pretty sure that they got artificially inseminated. How do you think they got pregnant? And I'm like, how the hell would I know? I don't know these people. But bigger than that is, if you don't know, you're not a close enough person in their life to even ask for that information. If you don't know, you probably shouldn't ask those kind of questions. And you certainly shouldn't ask another random gay person who has no idea who they are and no idea how they got pregnant, because we are not of one mind. We are different people. We are individuals. Just like straight people are individuals, we're individuals. I swear to you. I have never in my life been like, oh my gosh, you're straight? You must know Kathy. Why would you being straight mean that somehow you know my cousin who lives 3 states away, who is also straight? I don't know. But I get that a lot. And I would assume that the transgender pool gets that a lot as well. Oh my gosh, you must know so-and-so. Like, no, I don't. How would I know that person? I don't know. Anyway, tact. Just be tactful. And, I mean, like I said, I don't mind answering transgender questions as long as you understand that you're asking somebody who has a mild understanding of it only through outside outside experiences. I have never lived it. You cannot. I consider myself a lesbian, a female lesbian with a little bit of gender fluidity in there just because of multiple personalities. And that's not me making fun of mental disability. I don't have multiple personalities, like turn off, turn on, but like there are multiple aspects of myself in my head, my Sonias. I've talked about them before, you know that. So I feel like there's a little bit of gender fluidity up in there, but I consider myself a female who likes females. The end. So when you ask me for an opinion on transgender people or an explanation of transgender people, you're getting one from a non-transgender person. That's all I'm trying to say. And when you ask me for a question about a gay person, now if you're asking me about gay experiences, there are some that we have in common, but they're still going to be experienced differently by every different person. But there are some that like none of us are going to have. Like I can tell you about my coming out. I can't tell you about everybody's coming out. I can tell you about my situation. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. And also my point of view is from a pretty privileged one. I am a white-skinned woman who is femme in appearance. So for the most part, passes as straight. Not on purpose. It just happens. So I am giving you a privileged point of view of gayness and a privileged point of view of like my life. That's the truth. Now, I live in the very deep South and I've had my own prejudices I've dealt with, and I've dealt with my own discrimination, and I've dealt with ugliness, and I have dealt with a lot, but I am also willing to understand that because I am a white, passing straight female, I have dealt with very little in comparison. So, just putting that out there. All right, guys. Have a good day.